My name is Vincent Malcolm-Buchanan. I'm currently about to complete my PhD, and it's focusing specifically on the artifacts and other objects of the Māori indigenous funerary process. It's comparative, so it does consider international cultures. I was having fun. I was living life. I was travelling overseas. I lived in different nations. I perhaps in some way prepared myself to look at cross-cultural phenomena. So I was living and working in the real world and enjoying it. And at one point I woke up one morning and my boss said, we can't actually, now this was in an accounting firm, and they said, we can't actually promote you any further than you already are. We know that you'd like to get involved in international banking, but we can't do that unless you go back to university and get a degree. So that was the initial premise of thinking, okay, stop the world and do something crazy as a mature student, as a Māori, because to my people that is not something that we would, as a matter of natural course, consider. University would be way after the notion of going in and getting a full-time job. So I was really lucky that I had people turn around and say, you're doing really well, your career's going really well, now go and get a degree so that we can advance you further. That was my BCom at the University of Canterbury, and that brings me to how I arrived at the University of Waikato, because Canterbury was so far away from my whanau and whanonga and my tribal affiliations being Tuhoe and Te Arawa. So I eventually transferred up here, and this is where I finished my BA, and that's how it started. I was originally doing a BCom in economics and accounting, and I realised midway, actually I like people. Engaging with people, and it's brought me 9 years down the track to the point where I now have, I'm completing the 4th degree now, so Auckland was deemed the preferred choice until my mother intervened and said, Auckland is far away. If you are going to leave us and go back into the Pāhia world, at least do it so that you are within arm's reach of us. So it really does come back down to family, economics, of course, and I think more people out there need to hear the amount of success stories that we have out of the university, and not just Māori, of course. And the University of Waikato was fantastic. They had, the university student body had fallback resources. The university itself had hardship resourcing. I don't mind admitting, in 9 years I have used those resources a handful of times, as one does when necessity arises. We have funding available which we've used for takihanga. That's crucial to my people. And as a postgraduate, I think we are fantastically fortunate here. We have the likes of the Ngā Pai o Te Maramatanga program that operates in conjunction with the University of Waikato. We have the Maiki Waikato program. We do have programs that resource our everyday student. As a Māori, however, we have other programs that supplement those, and that makes a huge difference to study. And it's pretty much gotten me through. The postgraduate emphasis, yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss the camaraderie. I'm going to miss the fact that we are rare, but the ones who are rare come together like a family unit. We protect each other, we support each other, we travel nationally and internationally to conferences, and it's really empowering when you stand up and say your name and what institute you're from, and you see people in the crowd sit up, and you know those people are from your institute and they're connected to you. You're not alone. The future plans. The PhD is being submitted this year, 2013. To be honest, I don't know where to from here. What I do know is that doing a PhD changes your life. The world opens up facilities, resources and opportunities that would never open to you if you had not stopped your life for a few more years and undertaken the work. We at the University of Waikato have these fantastic, accomplished academics who I don't think are heralded as much as they should be. The University of Waikato has those support networks, they have those key figures. We have the internationally renowned Māori Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Linda Smith here. We do have resourcing and support that is not necessarily available to be read of in the newspapers and magazines and so forth, but it's here. So if I would say anything to potential students, it would be come and shake our hands, come and talk with us, exchange some ideas, and let us answer your initial fears and concerns, and then think